town. Yeah,
So-
I went to Garnett, went to Chestertown Middle School, King County High School, went to Washington College, and just in Chestertown the whole time. Yeah, I teach social studies. I'm a big, got my degree in history from Washington College. Big, history fan, and Chestertown's got all of it. I mean, it's better than going to Williamsburg because Williamsburg's rebuilt. You walk around Chestertown. I mean, this is the original building stuff, and just the attraction that you're walking down the sidewalk and you would walk in the same footsteps as George Washington. I mean, that's just a neat feeling. Like I do have a passion for Chestertown. Obviously, never left. I know growing up. I mean, even though I'm not that old, just the Chestertown when I was growing up, it was completely different than Chestertown today. And to see Chestertown, slowly take that road. And I don't want to say a ghost town, but storefronts are empty. You just don't see the families you did before. Know what Chestertown, all the good stuff Chestertown has, and what it could be. Seeing what it could be. From my childhood. That's just kind of passion. I want to try to help be part of the solution to bring it back to what it was.
How do you?
Well, I think, and like part of what I've said in other talks I've done, to ignore tourism in Chestertown is to ignore the elephant in the room, because that's your money maker right there. That's your obvious thing. And I honestly think that it's not being used to its full potential right now. I mean, there's so much potential out there, and it's just it's not there to bring the people in. And I think that's the start, because having those tourists come in is going to give the town the money that helps for your economic development, to help pay for things for the citizens here, to make families want to come here. There's more things to do here all the time. People say, well, let's move there so we don't have to come to say like once a year trip to Tea Party or downrigging. So I think a partnership with the college is another thing. It's a obvious thing. It's another elephant in the room there. You have the college right there. It takes the main center of the town. I think it's another thing that's not being used. I think it's more of a, Chestertown's not a college town. There's a college within the town, and I think that's something else that you could build on. Get the students to leave campus, and more capital out in the town. So definitely any joint projects with the college would be a help, but also the caution. It's got to be something that's going to benefit the town, not just you're throwing money to help take some of the costs away from the college. It's only going to be 99% college based. It's the residents aren't going to get anything out of it.
Yeah. Do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think whatever it is, there's got to be a clear plan of what it's going to be, how it's going to benefit the town. Like the marina, I can see both sides of it, but I don't think there's a clear plan on how it's going to really help the town. And so it kind of, and the town I don't think anybody in the town or myself doesn't know anything about running a marina, and so with no plan, just kind of diving into it isn't always the best decision. I mean, as we've seen, but so I think there's got to be some definite planning, some definite, have some things set up before you make, invest the money on it, to at least have, you can, we start off running instead of just falling face flat on the ground and try to get up and catch up afterwards. But,
So what?
right, so I think, like I said, tourism is a big thing that's going to bring the money into the town. It's going to help the businesses that are here. It's going to encourage other businesses to want to come here to get a part of all the money that's going to be spent here. And so I think you need to have, to having Tea Party that starts off the summer, and then downrigging that kind of ends it, and there's not a whole lot in between. I think you need to have continuous events throughout the summer. It's the main time you're getting tourists here. That makes them want to come here not just the one time, but again and again.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's number one. I think number two, if we want to get families here and keep them here, there's got to be activities for families. And part of the things I've told people, it's really sadly last summer, my wife and I were walking my son downtown, and we had we passed a family that was visiting town with a couple of young children. They stopped and asked us where the park they could take their kids to play. It's really sad to tell them there is none.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's going to make families stay here
Mm-hmm.
if there's nothing for their kids to do? Or so I think tourism's a big thing to get money here, and you got to have things to keep those young families here, because that's what's going to build. I mean, Heron Point, everything's great. There's a lot to offer for the the older generations, but there's got to be things here for the younger generation to make them want to stick around as well. I think the business need to be able to advertise their goods, but I don't think it should go as far as having downtown Chestertown look like the Strip in Las Vegas. I mean, there's got to be some, you got to draw a line somewhere. So I think if you can come to some kind of agreement that everybody, is willing to live with without taking away from, the historic part of downtown, I mean, I'm in favor of that. But just to let people go out and stick whatever kind of signs they want out, I mean, that's going to deter people from coming for the historic look rather than, what they could come and look for.
Yeah.
I guess one thing, I haven't come out and made a whole lot of promises about what's going to happen if I get in the office like some other, the candidates have. And I guess it's kind of my thing. I'm not going to promise anything I can't do. I'm just a regular guy. I've been here my whole life, regular working like everybody else. And, I really care about people. I want people's voice to be heard. And, it's not just my town. If I become mayor, it's everyone's town. And so my thing has been, whether you're on the town council or not, everybody's a part of Chestertown. Everybody should have a say. So, I want to be visible. If I get contacted with anything, I'm going to reply to you, let you know your concern's been heard. It's been taken into consideration. I want everybody to have a say. I want everyone's voice to be heard. And like I said, I'm not going to make promises I can't keep. So, I mean, what you see is what you get. I mean, this is me. I'll be visible and around town. I want to talk to everybody. And the thing is too, I'm a younger candidate. When I first filed, I was finding it kind of break the mold of the older, close to retirement mayors. I have a family. I have a long-term investment in the town. I want for my wife and I, for my son. I want my son to stay here. But there's got to be stuff for him. So I have a long-term investment in Chestertown if I get elected. So it's not just for my 15, 20 years of retirement. I got long-term.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I bring to the table. Just your regular guy like everybody else. I see where working people come from. I mean, I'm feeling the same impacts other families are. Trying to afford things with prices and not having things here in town.
What do you think?
I don't think I wouldn't blame a certain group. I just think it's kind of a lack of vision right now. I mean, there's no real goal. I think a lot of people that are been in office or on the town council, they've achieved the things they wanted to achieve once because they've been there for so long. And so after a while in office, you kind of lose that what do I do next type thing. So I think there's not a real vision of where they want to go. And so I think that's kind of the problem. I think just getting the new ideas and new energy in to kind of set a vision for the next 10, 15 years of Chestertown and set that up.